Shalom, shalom, shalom. Uh, First and foremost, as always, I like to start off giving all honor and glory, giving the praise and worship for our power, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Chaadash. Double honors to our apostle, elder bishop, the great millstone, well teaching sound doctrine. Shalom, shalom for the hope of the day. Rest of the multitude of believers, large multitude of believers, and women and children. The Lord have mercy on these perilous and dangerous times that we're currently living in. It's your brother Chaadash representing GMS Chaadash Cleveland, Lord willing to bring out a quick and edifying dream testimony. Spirit and power, Yahweh, spirit and power, Yahweh Shemel Shai, and it's just gonna be real quick. And my daughter, she just told me before I left the house. She was like, Abba, I had a dream last night, and I had myself, I had a bunch of dreams last night, and I remember all of them. There was a bunch of what I perceived to be folly. It was like non-stop dreams, like non-stop dreaming. I dreamed all night, and like damn, it was one of them deep sleeps. I wasn't feeling well, so I'm like, oh. So I woke up. My daughter, she woke up. She came downstairs, and she like, yeah, she's like, Abba. Well, when I finally started talking to her, she's like, Abba, I had a dream last night, and now she's old enough to be able to articulate the dream based on what I give her, based on what I describe to her, based on what she see. You know what I'm saying? And we just came out of the Passover, so during the Passover, I had them watching, Prince of Egypt, like the cartoon. Like she's about to be 7 September, son about to be 5, and so they kind of got the awareness a little bit to be able to articulate what they see and break it down in some type of detail. And she watched the Prince of Egypt. She know about the Passover, how the Lord saved us from the flood, how the Lord delivered us from our enemies, and this is how the dream was. And now I'm sure it was more to the dream, but she, her mind is she only could give so much, or what the Spirit wanted her to give. I put it like that. And long story short, she's like, I had a dream. All right, bet. I'm like, okay, about what? I knew it was gonna be something spiritual, but I was just interested to see what she had to say. And I didn't think she was gonna say what she said. And she was like, yeah, we was in the chariot. Like, she said the enemy. She said we was running. Oh no, she said we was running. We had shoes on our feet. I was like, man, that's interesting, right? Because that's what we had to do during the Passover. We had to have our loins guarded. We had to have our shoes on our feet, right? Because we had to make haste. That's kind of how the apostles tell us to keep in mind and keep moving, like how to move in this time. Brothers should be sleeping with, you in your PJs, you know what I'm saying? Like you ain't ready for no any given moment. You saw busting your door, you got your drawers on. A lot of brothers sleep with, fully clothed, man. Everything ready, So she said we was running with our shoes on. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think about this. I got kids. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, I got two infants on top of that. So I got 4 children. So you gotta remember, like, we don't got time to actually try to do all of that when that time. So she said we had shoes on. So we was running. We had shoes on. I'm like, damn. She's like, yeah, we was running. And we was running from the bad people. That's what she said. She was like, we running from the bad people. It was Esau. And whoever Esau hired to come get us. It could be Jake's. It could be whatever. And she said, yeah, we was running from the bad people. She we was running, and then we was in the chariot. This how I'm gonna tell her how she tell it. And then I actually had to ask her questions to get a little bit more detail out of her. She was like, yeah, we had shoes on, we was running from the bad guys, from the bad people. How was shot, we was riding in the chariot, we was in the chariot, we was flying in the chariot. She said, and then we ended up being in the kingdom. And then when we was in the kingdom, she said, we stood before Yahushua. This is exactly how she said it. We stood before Yahushua. We was like in front of Yahushua, and he gave us spiritual powers. And then I woke up. I said, hold on. I had to slow her down. I'm like, hold on. Like, all right. So I said, damn, call Allah Yahushua. I heard my son say, call Allah Yahushua. So I said, hold on. I said, hold on, back up. I said, start from the beginning. I had to tell me all over again. I said, all right, so we was running. She was like, yeah, we was running with our shoes on. She told it exactly how she told it the first time. I said, tell it again. She said we was running with our shoes on. And I said, okay. I said, who are we running from? She said, the bad people. They was trying to get us, right? They was trying to get us. And that's okay. And she said, then she said she saw water. She said, I saw water. I'm like, water? What you mean water? She's like, I saw water. I'm like, I said, what do you mean by water? She said, I saw water. I said, like, she's like, I saw water like in the movie. So I, have to extrapolate real fast. Talking about the Prince of Egypt, and the Lord delivered us in the first Egypt, right? And is that not in the scriptures? The Lord is going to deliver us from the new Egypt. He's going to deliver us from the hand of the Egyptians again, man. So I'm like, damn. She don't know. I ain't really making reactions. I'm just letting her tell it. Like, damn, mom, like, that's heavy. She said, I saw water. And then we know that this time it's going to be a lake of fire. It is going to be a lake, but it's not going to be water. It's going to be fire this time. So she said, I saw water. And she said the water went up in the air and it came down and drowned them. She said it drowned the people that was chasing us. I'm like, damn. She's like, yeah, it drowned the people that was chasing us. And then the Lord, I said, okay. Okay. So I said, okay, you said we was in the chariot. Oh, because she was like, I don't remember nothing else. And I woke up. I said, no, you said about the chariot. She's like, oh yeah, I forgot. And she like, she was like, I said, so how did we get in the chariot? Like, what happened? How did we end up being in the chariot? She said, I saw it. She said it was like a yellow thing. A yellow thing. I said, a yellow thing? I mean, a yellow thing. I said, like, and I pointed to what was behind her. It was the light that was on. I said, it looked like that. She was like, yeah. She was like, also, so the yellow thing was a light. She was like, yeah, it was like a light. Okay, she couldn't tell what it was, but it was a light. So she said, I said, okay. So what happened? So she said the light beamed us up. She said we got beamed up in that yellow thing. So that which was the chariot's beam. She said, I said, where was the yellow thing? I said, where was the light? She said it was underneath the chariot. She said it was directly underneath the chariot. I said, okay, yeah. So I already knew that was the beam from the chariot, and it beamed us up. And then I'm like, okay. So and she said, yeah. And then we was flying in the chariot. So the chariot took off. So following along, the enemies was chasing us. Flood drowned them like in the first Egypt. It's gonna happen again in the second Egypt, but this time by fire. The chariot beamed us up, right? And we flew away. And then she said, yeah, then she said, then we was in the kingdom. She said she saw the kingdom. And then she said, when we was in the kingdom, she said, we stood before Yahushua. I said, hold on, pause. I said, who? I said, oh, wait, no, okay. She said, we stood before Yahushua, and then he gave us spiritual power. I said, hold on. Going too fast. I said, pause. I said, who is we? You know what I'm saying? Like, who did you see? Like, she said she went like this. I said, who is that? Like, come on now. She said, me. She pointed to her, you, talking about me. So she pointed to everybody in my household. That's what she said. Me, you, me, Shar. She pointed to everybody in the house. So I'm like, okay. All right, continue. She said, yeah. And then Yahushua, we stood before Yahushua, and he gave us spiritual power. You know what I'm saying? And then I woke up. She like, that's the dream that I had. I'm like, okay, man. I was like, all right, the water, and then we said, call Lord Yahushua again, because you could tell it was accurate, it was sincere. She like, that's the dream that I had. She like, nigga, what else do you want me to say? Type basically, you know what I'm saying? But that's the dream that she had, and I think that's mighty because, through the spirit and power, Yahushua, Shalom, Akim, and Aqua, sister, brothers, sisters there. I thought that was mighty because, it reminded me of the first Egypt, of course, and this is the place of our deliverance. Yahushua, I can get one precept real quick because I'm actually in transit, as you can see. So I'm going to get one that just came in my mind. Isaiah 19. It says, Isaiah 19:1, the burden of Egypt. And this is a burden. When you go into that word burden, it goes into prophecy. It goes into a heavy load. So prophecy, the testimony, us being a witness, the prophecy is what's bringing the stronghold down. And all the strongholds in America. Prophecy is what we're saying is going to happen in the future. And it's going to come to pass, right? The prophets speak things that's going to happen to them and the enemies in the future. So the burden, this is a burden upon Babylon, man. Trump called us the prophets of doom, right? Because the people are blinded. They can continue to blind the people because the people don't know the future. The prophets know the future, and we know that. Therefore, we know all your plots and schemes is bullshit. So it says, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud. Lord willing, y'all can still hear me because I'm going through the trees and shit. Behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud. The swift cloud is a chariot, man. It says it shall come into Egypt. So the Lord going to pierce the atmosphere and he's going to come into Egypt. Right? Like it says, birds flying. Like Apostle Ramla went into this before. It's birds fly at an angle, and it's like an arrow, and they pierce the sky. They break the wind. Right? The one in the head is the leader. He's the tip of the arrow. And he breaks the wind for the rest of the crew. And that's Yahweh Shah. The fathership is going to enter into it. It's going to enter in at a slow bow, pierce the sky like an arrow. All right, and then all the other chariots. That's how my wife dream was. If you go back on my channel and look up that dream testimony, when my wife saw the chariots coming out the sky and it beamed us up, and she said it was coming like a formation. The fathership was first, then the smaller little chariot, the smaller chariots, if you will, the other angels were on top of it, and so it was coming down. So it's just so you can paint a picture for you. So that's how the Lord is going to come in like a swift cloud. It's going to come fast, man. See. The water. And it says, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. And that's what the Lord is coming to do. That's why all America is going to be on fire. Because this is the only place where every idol, every God, every worship, everything, you can worship anything here. You can worship yourself, you can worship trees, you can worship your mom, your dad, you can worship a goddamn tailpipe, you can worship a tree, a potato, you got gods of the potato, you know what I'm saying? This is the only place you can do that. Okay? It says, so all the idols gonna be moved out of the presence of Yahweh Shemi Shai. It talks about Revelation 14 that matter of fact, I'll close with that. And the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. It said the heart of Egypt, the things that keep this place alive, is gonna melt. That's the flood that my daughter saw. Right? It's going to be a flood of fire. It's going to melt in the midst of it. Okay? Let me close with this. Revelation 14. Please, Baba Kashah, let me know if you can't, if some time you can't hear me. The water. Sister said, she can hear. Revelation 14. It says, I start at 9. The third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or his hand, right? Because that's the time we're coming into. We're coming into the times of the fulfilling of the mark of the beast, man. It's here. It's here. This is what the prophet's been warning you about. It's here. Mark of the beast is here. It says in the right. So it's just a matter of time before it's implemented at a mass scale in terms of the prophecy, for prophecy's sake. Once that's finalized, everything gonna go fast from there. It's 10. The same shall drink of the wine of the earth. Salaki. The same, right? The ones who take part in the mark, right? Becoming an eternal slave to the Edomite. It says the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High. It says, which is poured out without mixture. Right. So the Lord is coming to give you the highest potency of judgment on the earth, man. So what do you think that his holy men, his electful men and women and children, they're gonna have to be protected from that, man. Okay? They're gonna have to be protected from the wrath of the Lamb. It says, and pour without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So it's going to be, right, the Lord is going to remove all the idols out of the present, and it's going to be tormented in the presence of Yahweh Shemi Shai, man. You see? When my daughter said, she said, Yahweh Shai gave us our spiritual power, meaning Yahweh Shai is the one going to crown us for the elect for me, and Lord willing, I'm part of that number. The Lord is, Yahweh Shai is going to issue out these things. He's bringing the salvation, which is in his name. Yah means he, Yahweh means salvation. He is salvation. He is the deliverer. He's bringing salvation and destruction at the same time, pursuing the wisdom of Solomon 18. Simultaneous event. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever received the mark of his name. So it says, in the smoke of their torment ascended up forever, ever. And it's going to be a period of time where this smoke is going to be, it's going to look like it's forever. because the Lord is going to allow the smoke to die down itself. Right, the fire is going to be so ablaze. You see the Cali fires and these different fires that take place, they can't put them out. Can you imagine all from East Coast to West Coast to North to South in America being ablaze? It's going to be a big, gigantic monument of fire, right? And it's going to be burning for a long period of time. It's not going to burn forever, literal forever. It's going to burn for a long period of time. And then the Lord is going to have it where, once fire burns for a long period of time, once there's no more oxygen, because the fire is going to take away all the elements. I guess pursuant to the book of Peter, all the elements shall melt with fervent heat. All the oxygen is an element, and it's gonna take away all the oxygen in this atmosphere, and then therefore it's not gonna be nothing feeding the fire no more. Then so eventually the fire is gonna go out, and the smoke is gonna go up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what's gonna happen, and that's what's gonna happen. The Lord is gonna deliver, and he's gonna save. He's gonna save his elect from this impending doom, this impending fire, this impending danger that the Lamb is bringing himself, because it's the wrath and the power of Yahweh himself. He's bringing the fire and the power and the wrath of Yahweh, the Father. The Lamb is coming with, man. So Lord willing, this quick testimony was edifying. Just wanted to get a couple precepts to go with that. I want to give all honor and glory, and praise and worship to our power. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Racha HaKodash. The honor for our apostle, the bishop, and great millstone. Peace, tight, take care of. Hey, till next time, wah, blah, blah, blah. Shalom.